What's going on, Paintball World? We should have got a profit. Man, I really want to talk about freelancers too at AMR. Dope Phil, I really enjoyed what they brought to offer us. Um, I have to say, like, playing at that event really reminds me of Warfare back in 2022. Um, it was amazing. Like, it was dope. I really enjoy just being around the guys, being around new players I haven't played with, I haven't seen. Usually I see them on social media or YouTube, and it was just a great feeling to be there. Of course, I was a part of New York Savage Beast, the Red Side, and man, we got it popping. I have to say, like, they put the work in that they were supposed to do. Shout out to Ghost, shout out to this whole squad, man, for just dishing it out, doing what they were supposed to do in that field. That's what it's about. It's really about teamwork. It's about the effort they put in, and not to mention, the people that was a part of that. I can't name all the teams, but shout out to team Ghost Company. Those guys are really solid. Shout out to Elite Assassin that was out there, and many more people that was out there as well. I can't name them all off the top of my head, but shout out to the whole Red Side overall for doing their thing. It was some really heavy hitters out there, and I have to say, like, they really came to play, and that's what it's about. I had no idea that I was next to a legend myself in the paintball MagFed community. I think his name is Gary Foxton. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. If I'm not, please forgive me. But me and Dude held it down, man. When everyone on the red side was taken out, it really was literally me and him left, and we're just trying to figure shit out because we're in between the blue and the yellow, and we're just like, yo, like, we're gonna stay here, gonna hold it down, and go from there. And I have to say, like, this guy really put on a great show. Not to mention, like, the communication, just the talking, the staying silent, not going too crazy, not making it obvious. These are the reason why we enjoy MagFed community. MagFed community, man, is really where it's at. I don't care what nobody say. MagFed was never dead. And I see it from time to time on social media. Sometimes people say things just because they have a mouth, and that's okay. Sometimes, man, you just gotta let people talk and, let them think how they want to think, and that's cool. But for me as a leader, I'm gonna always stand up to what's right. My belief is my belief, and I enjoy what I do for a living. I enjoy, just being out there with the guys. I enjoy being around different people, different characters, because that's what brings us together. That's what makes MagFed, a community. To me, it's like a therapy. I've been saying that for years now, even on a podcast, in interviews. Paintball, MagFed is a therapy. It's almost like having a church. You just being a pastor, and you're just spreading the word to the people. And that's kind of how I look at things when I'm out in the field, because I'm spreading the positivity. I'm spreading the leadership. I'm letting people know, like, there's so much more that you could be doing in this community. There's so much things that us as the people can do in the community. And, big shout out to Creep Show. This guy has grown a lot. He's a prime example of what I've talked about right now, because me and him had talks, from time to time about leadership and just doing things for the community. And to see him doing these things is amazing, So I have to give him his flowers for sure, because, he really puts on a great show. He invited a lot of great faces that I haven't seen in a good while or haven't seen yet. And to see them at the field was amazing. Unfortunately, I had to leave for day 2, but I had a family emergency. So I had to leave Saturday night. But I I have to say, like, I really enjoy that moment, just being around those people, man. Like, there's nothing but love. There's nothing but just positivity and just leadership, and just enjoying, the people around you. Also, man, shout out to Coyote Force. I finally got a chance to meet meet the whole squad, and I have to say, like, I really enjoy like what they do. And to be honest, they really stood their ground in that castle, man. Like they were about it, So big shout out to the Coyote Force, the whole entire squad. Nothing but love, and I hope to see them in a future event, hopefully a 0 hour or super game in Florida. But yeah, like big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to Runners with K. As always, they come to show love, they come to play the sport, and they come to really put that work in the field. Big shout out to, man, I think I'm missing. Just overall everybody, man. It's nothing but love from everybody. And I have to say, like, let's keep going. Let's keep striving for the best. I can't wait to drop my content for the AMR event. It was amazing. Really a great time. And, shout out to the whole entire Red squad just for pushing, man. Those guys that I haven't even met, and it was like, yo, let's rock out. Like, let's do it. And to see people that have like the passion, the energy, and the time to put in for this, it's amazing, So I salute to you guys. You guys are the best, and you guys are the reason why I do this, the reason why I make content, the reason why I do this podcast, and the reason why I love to just talk to you guys about things like this. So really big shout out to you guys, man. And I look forward to the next event once I recover from my surgery, which is what I got going on. So just keep me in prayers, of course, and let's keep doing it all over again, man. Other than that, man, everyone take care. Thanks for watching this video, man. Follow me on my YouTube channel, which is the Prophet _ Paintball _ podcast. Continue to show love, and we all one big family. Other than that, take care and stay healthy. Prophet out.